Procrastination is a common problem for many of us, and today we're going to discuss the system that's going to help you 1000x your results in every single area of your life. We're going to discuss your health, we're going to discuss your family life, we're going to discuss social and then career, and we're going to combine it all in a holistic system that you can apply starting today. Now, before we get started, I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Simeon. I have over a decade of experience helping busy women and professionals get in shape, transform their life by applying different health and wellness systems. And with the impactful look, what we're doing is helping women get in their best shape without fat diets, without starvation, without short-term fixes in under 16 weeks, because there are 4 main problems that almost every woman faces. And without solving these problems, you're not get where you want to go. First, we have no clear plan. And by not having a set plan of action, your actions become messy and unpredictable, and therefore your goals unattainable. Second, we have the wrong food choices. Not knowing what to eat for your goals can slow you down and resolve that issue. Not having enough movement every day makes you feel stressed, heavier, and often moody. And then skipping rest is something that we often also neglect because our bodies are machines. They need proper rest protocols to reach our goals, especially if we're in a calorie deficit and we increase our activity, starting to exercise and work out more often. And bonus problem, that's yourself, because maybe you can't focus, you have poor work ethic and consistency, no planning and organizational ability whatsoever, or self-limiting beliefs. So today, the productivity system and guides will be primarily focusing on ourselves, because this is the thing we can control. And if we can improve our focus, if we can improve our work ethic, if we can improve our consistency, planning ability, organizational ability, and beliefs around what's possible for us, then 1, 2, 3, and 4 become very easy and solvable problems. So if you can relate, the impactful look is for you. First things first, you have to change your perspective. Why do we need a change of perspective? Because if you want to live an extraordinary life, to be successful in health, social relationships, and wealth, you're going to have to change your current belief system. Right now, you're not ready. If you were, you would have already implemented this system and be where you want to be. You need to get a lot better if you want to implement these routines, systems, protocols, and actually be able to do them for long periods of time. It's like transferring from your local high school to Harvard. It is the first time in life where you're put to a high standard. It's overwhelming, it's too much, and it's going to require a lot of you. You need to seriously level up quite significantly if you want to excel and complete it. Now, this is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's part of the process. But what is wrong is the way you go about your day right now. You need to incorporate the following: an improved perspective, higher standards, better habits and routines, a world-class productivity system, and accountability and tracking. And this will give you a new, fresh lens and a new perspective on life where everything seems possible because you're vitally and ultimately in control. And if you're anything like me, you've fallen into the traps of scrolling on social media, wasting countless of hours, not knowing what to do with your life, not knowing how to prioritize tasks within your day, and seemingly have all this time and yet manage to accomplish very little. Or it could be quite the opposite, where you have your schedule jam-packed with stuff and yet you're not moving forward towards your goals. So either one of the two is a problem, and we'll be solving that today. The next perspective shift that we need is that we got to be too proactive to fail. You need to take action as your life depends on it. In the beginning, regardless of the area, you have no skill, so you need to compensate with effort, and applying the daily actions and protocols makes it almost impossible to fail in the long run. Now, in the short term, it might feel like you're failing, you're doing something new, it's hard, it's complicated, and that's true, but we can compensate that through effort. This is a long-term thinking, but this is what will be required to make you healthier and more successful than anything else. Every workout, every meal plan, every rest day, every glass of water, every cup of veggies, every walk in the park. Remember, too proactive to fail. Everything counts. This, of course, will happen over the course of time, but every single thing you do should be at least 1 to 5% better than the previous one you did. You should not do these things just for the sake of doing them. If you're doing your workouts, nutrition, diet, just don't go through the motions. This is usually the difference between the people that are winning and the people that are struggling, the women that are getting in tremendous shape and the ones that are going through the motions. It's really the effort, the consistency, and the mindset we go toward the goals we have. Always take 5 minutes beforehand to review the last thing you did and brainstorm 3 to 5 ways to make it better. Review your previous day. What have you done? How have you done it? And again, don't do any action just for the sake of doing it. Try to improve and better yourself with every single day. And the reality is that you already know how to make things better. You know how to make your diet better. You know how to make your workouts better. You know how to make your nutrition better. You know how to make your recovery better. You just have to do it on a daily, consistent basis. And as you evolve and progress, you may also invest in expert advice and feedback from people who have done it. This is usually a shortcut. This is the path to accelerate your results much faster. You just have to be honest with yourself and where you're at right now, and find somebody who will be honest with you too. Because there's countless of people who've already achieved what you want to achieve, who are busier than you, had less skills than you, less resources, and yet they were able to do it. So if they've been able to do it, for sure you can do it too, because you've got everything you need. You just need the character traits that we're going to work on now. If you ask God to move a mountain, be ready to wake up with a shovel. Meaning, if you ask for help, be ready to execute on the advice you've been given. We need to drill it into your mindset and perspective that if you want to succeed, it will take a lot of work. Being healthy and fit is simple, but not easy. That's it. And that is a good thing because it takes a lot of work and very few people are actually going to do the work. It is a complete fallacy that you don't have to work hard to succeed. Usually in health and fitness, we are bombarded with information of like quick weight loss fixes, lose X amount of weight in 14 days or do this challenge. You're going to magically wake up and be in your best shape ever. The reality is that you have to work hard and you have to work hard on the right stuff. This program will take care of the right stuff for you, but you have to do it. Every day, as part of your morning or night routine, you repeat the phrase. You ask God to move a mountain, be ready to wake up next to a shovel. Super important. Everything good comes at a cost. Serena Williams was and is still one of the most successful tennis players in history. And she has that quote, everything comes at a cost, just what are you willing to pay for it? And this is important perspective shift because all the things you did today, this week, this year, need to be replaced or modified with new set of things that serve your goals and future vision of yourself. The things you've been doing got you to where you are today. To progress, you need to do more than yesterday and continuously push yourself and push the boundaries you've got. And this is how you grow. You should think of your work ethic as a muscle and train it the same way you train muscles in the gym. To get things you've never had, you have to do things you've never done before. For things to change, you need to change. Drill this into your mind, change is good. You're not eating healthy? Okay, no problem, change. You're not active enough? Okay, no problem, change. Your body will be achy after the first few workouts? Good, that's what it takes to change. You don't have enough time in the day and you have to be waking up early to fit the things you want to do in your schedule? Good, that means you're pushing yourself to change. All of these things are good. Change is good. All of your problems and struggles are good. They are also necessary for change. If it doesn't hurt us bad enough, it will be very hard to change. If you're in a painful situation right now, this is the perfect time for change because you have strong enough emotions to be the catalyst to propel you forward and have you take actions towards the goals you've got. Even if you're miserable, that's a good thing because if you're miserable, you can rest assured that you're on the right path. We're all going through such things in the process of change. Everything is good. Never, ever, 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 ever say sorry ever again. From day one of this program, we're going to completely remove the word sorry from your vocabulary. When you do so, you ultimately grow as human being, at least by 50%. We're so used to be apologetic with our actions and try to conform with everything that's happening around us and try not to rub people off the wrong way, but we often forget about ourselves. And once you cut that word out of your vocabulary, that is a start. But over time, you cut the feeling too. You're not sorry for anything. And you can do anything you want without worrying. You're prioritizing you, and that's okay. You literally shouldn't care about what other people think. And that doesn't mean you have to be rude, have ego, or be mean to other people, or push them away or anything like that. Or never admit that you're mistaken or you ignore your family, friends, and surroundings. You can be normal just like you are now, and you can admit when you're wrong, but that doesn't mean that you have to say sorry and constantly apologize to everybody around you. This may seem goofy now, but if you do, I promise you things will change for you in a profound way because you realize you're in control. Because being sorry means that every little thing around you is affecting you, and you're often putting the blames for your current circumstances on factors that are outside of your control. And by being in a full control is the only way to propel yourself and move forward. First, to be able to say yes to new things, new challenges in life, new hobbies, new activities, and new healthier habits we want to pick up, we need to free up some time for ourselves. And to free up time for our priorities, we need to start saying no more often. And it's okay, it doesn't make you a bad person or not a good friend. It just means you're realigning your priorities in the right direction. And if you've been going out with the girls twice a week for drinks, you might want to reevaluate that and cut back on it. Everything you say no to frees up time for the things you want to do. Just remember that for a second. So let's go into part 1, which is the standards. Currently, you have standards that are guiding your daily actions. And we always like to start with the work and family standards because it's not just about health and fitness. Health and fitness, yes, it's important, but everything is connected. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And a lot of people try to do the bare minimum, slack and skip things at work or at home, but expect to be top performer in other areas of their life. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. That's why a lot of successful women are also in good shape and have great families. The same set of principles or routines apply. The work-family environment momentum you build will often translate to health. So these standards should be something you see on a daily basis at all times as you do the work, and you read at the start of every day. And there should be standards around things such as quality of work you do, the results you're expecting from yourself, attention to detail in areas of your life, continuous improvements, team collaboration, communication with your friends, family, coworkers, time management so you can allocate proper time slots into all the things you have to prioritize in your life. And you should make a list of 10 standards that apply in your life in other areas of your life, such as health and fitness. So for example, if you have work family standards, you can have some quality time, attention to detail, communication, being on time for all the family activities you committed to, teamwork to get things going in the right direction for your family, continuous improvement and doing things better as a team, time management, high standards, evaluation, and growth. And it's okay that people are not going to understand these things in the very beginning. That's why it always starts within us. That's why we're forgetting about being apologetic, because for things to change, we have to change first. And your personal standards encompass your entire life. You should come up with 10 standards that you hold dear to your heart that will guide your life. And some things you could build standards around are your health, your fitness, your career, your family, your thoughts, your habits, your skills, your learnings, your actions. And you can choose standards, but make a written list of 10 habits which you will recite twice per day as part of your daily routine. You should hold yourself accountable to those standards, because if you don't, they're going to be gone. Of course, it will be nearly impossible to track and verify this every single day, but you can ask the people around you, am I progressing in these areas of my life? And it is easy enough to tell when somebody's lying, and they'll start like either looking down or avoiding the question, but you'll be able to tell whether you're living up to the things you said you're going to do. And having sticky notes is a very good way to have it in a visible spot so you can remind yourself daily on the things you're working: health, fitness, career, family, thoughts, habits, skills, learning, actions. This becomes ingrained in your brain. How can we start the day in a practical way to make sure all of these things are happening? Just by having a beginning of day form, something that you fill out, and this could be a Google form, could be a Woofle form, could be any sort of technical tool that helps you fill out a form and have the responses stored in a way so you can review them in a week's time, in a month's time, in a year's time, so you can see how you're gradually progressing. Repetition is very important. You need to consistently remind yourself and those around you of the standards you're living up to. And then you need to enforce those standards. In addition to this, you need to educate your family, friends on the things that you do and why you do them so they become supportive. We usually reject things we don't understand. If your family is not being supportive, it's because they don't understand what you do, why you do it, and how you do it. If you don't change your environment, it will be very unlikely to maintain any results for long term and run this new lifestyle and system. The things you'll need to improve and share with those around you are your exercise routine, your nutrition habits, your recovery habits, accountability, and time management. This will come with time, but it is very important that you need to institutionalize it so it is permanent facet of who you are, not just something you do once or for a week. You can incorporate a form like this for yourself that you fill out at the beginning of every day. What standards am I holding myself to as a professional? List 10 standards. What are 5 ways that I will increase my quality of work today? What are 2 or more things that I have learned recently? My goal for my workout, my goal for my nutrition for the day, my goal for my hydration for the day, my goal for recovery and sleep, my goal steps, my energy levels, my stress levels, how I'll make each area 5% better than yesterday, how I will help those around me be 5% better than yesterday. Accountability report sent. The last step means that you're sending this form to somebody external that can validate what you're doing and call you out on your BS. That's super, super important. Now, second part is the habits and routine. As part of morning routine, people usually try to have hundreds of things that they're doing. They wake up and do cold plunges and meditate and then read for hours, and then it turns into something complicated that you need a separate day just to have that going on for you. In my experience, the simplest morning routines are the most effective, and your morning routine should consist of all the chores and a couple of your most important tasks for the day, as long as they don't take too long. The purpose of a morning routine is to provide a structure for your day and to consist of a lot of chores and stuff that you should do every single day. Completing these tasks early in the morning builds up a lot of momentum to start your day, and you'll be much more motivated to get started with your own 5x60 work system that I'll get to in a second. So here's some examples of a morning routine. Make your bed in the morning, take vitamins and supplements, drink 2 cups of water, drink a protein shake, brush teeth and floss, write down your goals, read your standards out loud, pray for 5 to 10 minutes, plan out your 5 hours of work, reach out to your coach accountability partner, start running some home errands, preparing for work or getting the kids ready for school, etc., etc. This can be done within 60 minutes. It doesn't have to be something complicated again, and it would provide you with an extra boost to start your day. In addition to completing 2 of the most important daily tasks, which are daily nutrition, because this helps you get more energy out of you, be more productive in general, and then it's the daily accountability. The more we are accountable, the more we raise our standards. And having a set morning routine like this one is a crucial element to this productivity system, even if most of it doesn't have to do anything with professional work. Now, when it gets to the work routine, it's just as simple as that, but it's probably one of the most effective strategies I've seen out there, and It goes as follows. You have 3 big things that you want to focus on for the day, and you inform the involved parties such as boss, coworkers, coach, whoever can help hold you accountable towards these big 3 daily tasks. And it starts with 1 hour of solid work. You can turn on the timer, work for 60 minutes straight. And then after the end of every 60 minutes, you fill out a form for the work you completed. And then you get 10-minute rest, you have a glass of water, and then you go back to work again to repeat the cycle. Work for 60 minutes, fill out the form. And this way you get immediate feedback loop after every 60 minutes of work. And not only are you improving week by week, month by month, but you're improving hour by hour because you can spot the things that you're doing on a daily basis. You're working first hour and you see yourself scrolling on social media and getting distracted very easily. On the second hour, you already know that. On the third hour, you're trying to fix that. And just by doing that, you'll be able to condense the amount of work you get done. But when do you actually have time to eat healthy and work out? You can do this before or after the hour 1 or 5, meaning that you can work out and eat healthy in the morning or do it after work. It really depends on what's your current schedule. Some people are night owls and prefer to work out at night. Some people prefer to get these things done in the morning. There's no right or wrong way to do that. You do that all around your high leverage activities that are priority in your life, whether it's going to be your family, your work, or whatever's the current things you're working on. When it comes to night routine, you want to inverse your morning routine. It is not about building momentum. It's about winding down and setting yourself up for success for the following day. Here's some example of things you can do in your night routine. Brush teeth, fill up water bottle, dishes in the dishwasher, laundry in the laundry room, take food out of the freezer, charge your phone, headphones, etc. Review your Kaizen for the day, and if you lived up to it, and write down your goals. Read your standards out loud and review if you lived up to them. Your night routine shouldn't take too long and should consist of tasks that set you up for success for the following day. Having a set morning and night routine to start and finish your day is one of the keys to good mental health, in my opinion. And one of the best ways to get it done is to print it out daily. You print out all the 3 sheets, staple them together, cross them off as you complete them, because this has the advantage of taking them portable and non-reliant on technology, and also gives you a nice dopamine hit with a mini reward system built in whenever you cross something off. And the beauty of this morning routine is that it's very easy, mostly consists of chores, and quick but important tasks. This will help you cross off things in a rapid succession in the mornings, which will give you positive momentum boost that will set the tone for the rest of the day. Now, part number 3 is productivity. We have the 5 60-minute cycle, and the ideal work environment could look something like this. You set a timer for 60 minutes, plan out what you're going to be working on during these 60 minutes, turn on the timer, and work non-stop until it goes off. Literally train yourself to sit there. It's going to be painful, it's going to be hard, but you can do it. And once you do that, you fill out an accountability form saying what you did in the first 60 minutes, take a 15-minute break, repeat this process until you have worked 5 hours for the day. We're not talking about 8-hour workday or 12-hour workday. We're just talking about 5 hours because 5 hours is enough. 5 hours where you actually work and focus with no distractions is equivalent to 50 hours of work for the average person in America. By adopting this method, you will work less total hours, but outperform the average person 10 to 1. The thing to understand is that working like this is like developing any habit or lifestyle practice. The more you do it, the easier it gets until eventually it becomes automatic. And it is actually more enjoyable than working any other way because it's very simplified and leaves you with plenty of free time to enjoy the things you want every single day. Now, Kaizen Improvement is an approach of creating continuous improvement based on an idea that small ongoing positive changes can reap significant improvements. And Kaizen is a Japanese business philosophy that focuses on continuous improvement and involves all the employees, meaning that if you own business for yourself or you manage the household and the family, Kaizen means changing for the better and for everyone around you. And here's how it looks. You have standardized work, make problems visible, develop countermeasure, determine root cause, hypothesize a solution, test hypotheses, and implement solution. This simple feedback loop creates a way for us to solve any issues we have, whether it's going to be our family life, work life, health-wise, in any area of our life, we can get the feedback loop faster and move towards productive efforts to solve the problem. And Kaizen focuses on stacking small 1% improvements which add up and compound to generate massive results over time. Now, implementing this system for a day might not do a lot, doing it for a week might not do a lot, doing it for a month might change some things, but if you do it for a full year, your life will be drastically changed, and I promise you that. And in this context, we want to make sure that every single hour we work is more productive in terms of focus, in terms of output, in terms of quality than the previous hour we did. We'll be very intentional about this and we'll make it a super important part of our life and work. Accountability work form. For each of these 5 hours, you'll be expected to fill out a form. You'll do this after the time goes off before you take your 15-minute break. Although this may seem restrictive to the uninitiated person, it is actually quite the opposite. Filling out a form acts as a small reward and a dopamine boost. You experience this for yourself as you go about doing it. The standard is that you fill out it 5 times per day to reflect on the work that you have done. It also is a great way to make sure you're actually doing the work. Here's an example of the form that will make part of your routine. Notice how it references as why is it important. Part of getting anyone to do anything is telling them why it is important. Daily work form. You fill out your form, you fill out your name, the date and the hour. For example, it's November 30th and it's our work tree. And what is your main goal you want to achieve by the end of 2024? And it doesn't matter, again, the area of your life. You can tailor this system to your personal needs. But please be specific and write your plan to achieve it. This can be fluid over time and can change hour by hour, can change day by day, can change month by month. That's why we fill the form on a regular basis and we review it frequently so we can adjust with the Kaizen improvements we're doing immediately. And repetition is very important. Write down what you did the first 60 minutes and be as detailed as possible as you can. What would you rate your focus and effort out of 10? And why would you rate your focus and effort at that level? What can you do so your effort and focus is better for the next hour? And with every hour you complete, you are rewiring your brain and becoming someone capable of focusing and getting 10x as much done as you used to. And the very end and last question I like to add to the form is, do you promise to keep on going? Whenever we feel powerless is because we're breaking promises to ourselves. The more promises we keep on a daily basis to ourselves, the more we show ourselves we're capable, productive, and incredible human beings, and we're capable of achieving so much more just by focusing and putting in the effort. One of the toughest things you're going to face, and I know it's been like that for me because I've been a computer game addict, faced many difficulties and challenges with my obsessive personality, and whenever I'm doing something, it's completely blown out. If I'm scrolling on social media, it's 5-6 hours a day. If I'm eating junk, it's overeating. And you're going to face the same thing if your brain is scattered around. It's going to be very hard in the beginning. It's going to be almost as painful as getting stabbed to train yourself and sit there. And the thing to remember is the more you do it, the easier it gets. This way of working will indeed turn you into a highly capable, efficient person, which is desirable in the context of what we do. After a while, this will be as automatic as tying in your shoes after you put them on or turning off the light if you leave the room. Each hour of work, you literally train yourself to sit there. Do not move, do not stop working. Make a promise to yourself and make yourself accountable to the standard of sitting there until the timer goes off. This will get easier and easier as time goes on until you can sit for 60 minutes straight without struggle, without losing focus even once. After doing this for 30 plus days, you'll be absolutely amazed that you're getting quite literally 10x more than you used to. No matter what, no matter your work environment, you always do this 5 by 60 minute productivity method. Now, part number 4 of our system is tracking and accountability. What gets scheduled gets done. There is an old saying, what gets scheduled gets done, and this is very true. If you don't have time in your calendar to do all the pieces of routines and tasks, the likelihood that you're going to do them goes dramatically down. It is important to realize that this is the work. These routines and habits in Kaizen are the actual work that will move your life forward. Health, career, family, all these things that you're doing are propelling you and advancing in the direction that you want. It is not an add-on. It's not something that you have to do if you have time. It is the priority. You should have time for all of this in your schedule booked off. And what gets measured gets improved. This is also very true. How could you improve something if you don't measure it? You can't. Tangible numbers and KPIs, or key performance indicators, provide a clear picture of what you're trying to achieve and how successful you've been at trying to achieve it. And it could be very painful in the beginning because you're not progressing at the speed you want, but over time that will change. For example, with the 5 by 60 work method, how will you know if you have actually been doing this if you don't submit your own form? How will you know what standards are being adhered to if you don't do the daily accountability? How will you know you're improving at the certain skills if you're not submitting your proof of work done? This is not an abstract productivity system. This is not a theory. This is a real system that is implemented and operated, and measurement is a very important part for tracking and accountability. And here's an example. What you did these 60 minutes, be detailed. I was working on building a lead magnet on a productivity system that will help women manage their day, time, and routine more effectively. What would you rate your focus and effort out of 10 and why? My focus was 7 as I was working laying down on the couch. I had to get up a couple of times to do small errands around the house, and few notifications on my phone also distracted me. What can you do so your effort and focus is better for the next hour? Hydrate myself better, sit down on my desk, and put my phone on an airplane mode. Now, this might seem like it's very specific and it's very oriented, and it could be totally changed if you have kids, life, priorities for people around you, but you build the same system around running your house because your house is your work, it's your business, it's your priority. So you can have the exact same system in every area of your life. Now, at the end of the day form, you can write a few things down to grade yourself, and it's important that you are being completely transparent. And you can write down what was better about my workouts. Was I at least 1 to 5 or 10% better than yesterday? What was better about my nutrition than yesterday? Was it at least 10% better? What was better about my recovery today than yesterday? What was better about my energy levels today than yesterday? Do I feel that I got at least 300 minutes focused work done today? Why do I think that? What task will I do tomorrow? Maybe ask my coach. What is something my coach could help me do better and succeed more? This is an example of an end-of-day form that I personally use. And accountability is super important because in work, you might have somebody above you to give you context and guidance of what and what not to do. But if you're on your own, you're working by yourself, trying to get in shape by yourself, trying to get your business off the ground, you have no one above you to tell you what to do or hold you accountable. You should delegate that task to someone in your personal life. And whoever that person will be, could be your spouse, partner, friend, or best option would be an external coach for added accountability. If you're going to implement these health standards, productivity system, and accountability for your life and work, you have to make sure you're doing it. Your accountability partner or person responsible will ensure you're filling out your work forms and improving daily and weekly with each hour of effort you do. You track nutrition, exercise, sleep, recovery, energy levels, and hydration. And this form will go to that trusted partner, spouse, friend, coach, whoever, so they can review that form. And here's a few extra tips that will help you. Walking meetings and calls. Sometimes in our busy day-to-day lives, we have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of sitting in front of the computer. And if you can just take on phone calls and virtual meetings while walking, it will help you burn those extra calories and feel a lot better about yourself. Prioritizing family and involving them in your health routine. This ensures that fitness enhances your life and not complicated. And you can designate specific times for family that are non-negotiable. Maybe evening walks with the family or weekend hikes, something like that. You can use cloud-based platforms and apps, and this allows you to keep your fitness goals and plans accessible in one place. Maybe you can store your workout schedules and progress in Google Docs or an app like Telegram. That's what we personally use. And you can create a weekly exercise chart to track your progress in a shared document. You can batch cook and ordering food in bulk. For example, meal prep and planning are crucial for having a healthy diet. So you can allocate time for meal prepping and preparation. You can do Sundays and Wednesdays so the food is always fresh, yet delicious and healthy on a weekly basis. It will take you maybe 1 to 2 hours to prepare the meals for the whole week and even for the whole family. And next thing you can immediately implement is turning off notifications. This will minimize the distractions during work, family, or fitness time. And by doing this, you get the attention you need to focus. You can simply put your phone on airplane mode, and this will allow you to have the focus and intensity towards the things you want to accomplish. And if you enjoyed this training, make sure you check all the rest of the bonus trainings that we have that are absolutely free and will help you live a healthier, more active lifestyle and build a health system around you. And if you decide that you need one-on-one help, make sure check the link in the description and book a call to talk to us.